Today we're going to take a tour through the fabulous area with beautiful views like this of Adventure Bay. We're starting now. I'm Lisa Salt with RE/MAX Vernon Salt Fowler, and today we're going to look at Adventure Bay. This area here, we're right out at the end of the point. If you go around the point, you come to another entire whole arm of the lake. If you go back towards Vernon this way, you'll pass the head of the lake, you'll pass Kin Beach, and you'll get back into Vernon. But before we do, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and like this video. We're posting new videos like this every single week. On this channel, we give you the straight goods on Vernon and the whole Okanagan Shuswap, our ultimate Four Seasons paradise. Whether you're looking to sell in 9 days or 90 days or just curious about the area that we call home, be sure to call, text, or email and just add salt. A while back, we released our video called Best Neighborhoods in Vernon BC featuring Okanagan Landing. Much of Okanagan Landing is on or overlooking Okanagan Lake, and the landing has a ton of history with steamships, etc. And then across the lake to the west, at the end of Tronson Road, you will find the sub-area of Vernon that we're talking about today called Adventure Bay. The Adventure Bay area is the peninsula that splits the north end of Okanagan Lake. So you can see from here that the builds here are going to be centered around the lake and the lake views for sure. The area itself is a south-facing development that offers just so many stunning lots overlooking Lake Okanagan and down the lake towards Kelowna. The views can truly be spectacular here as you look onto both arms of the lake at a really wide portion of the lake and then down the lake. It's very, very cool. The area really started to develop back in the 90s when Canadian Lakeview Estates started being developed and built out. It's a huge area actually. Today there are homes that have been built in the 90s and around the point maybe even earlier than that, and then every decade until the brand new developments being built out right now that we'll discuss shortly. Location-wise, Adventure Bay at the point is a 14-mile drive from downtown Vernon and 11.4 kilometers. Now, if you're concerned about being close to places like Predator Ridge, Silverstorm Mountain, those are all within 45 minutes. And then Kelowna International Airport is really only about 40 minutes away as well. The area itself is a little bit off the beaten path, as you can kind of see. So if you're looking for a more remote location with lots of trees, privacy, serenity, and with the added bonus of lake access, then this may very well be the area for you. You'll have neighbors, but you generally can't touch them leaning out your window as the lots are larger, and again, there's lots of trees everywhere for that privacy. You do, however, want to make sure you remember to grab the milk before you leave the more urban area of the city, because if you get home and you've forgotten something and have to go back, you will be choked. Also, if you have non-driving age kids living in your home and you need to drive them here, there, and everywhere, it's a bit of a pull. You're not close to too much out here, amenity-wise. It's a drive to most things, it's not a walk, and it's not on that great a road. However, once you get to Adventure Bay or Canadian Lakeview Estates, you will absolutely love it. It's a beautiful area of the city. You just have to understand it's a bit farther than most areas to get there and back. Let's talk about what amenities are here in the area. There isn't like a grocery store or a Starbucks or anything like that. However, there is a community beach. So it all depends on what you want, close to shopping or close to the lake. The beach itself here is about 1 kilometer long and it's accessible by the community down. It's a bit of a hill, kind of a switchbacky hill, maybe more than a bit. But when you get down there, you have your own boat launch, a shared dock, change rooms, washrooms, and you can see here that there are many buoys that residents park their boats. And then of course the beach itself. Next, there are some great walking and hiking trails all around the area. There's pickleball, tennis courts at the City of Vernon maintained park, as well as social clubs, events, and bird watching right in the immediate area. Because of its more remote location and more densely treed areas, there's always lots of opportunities for wildlife sightings here too. There's also the Tavistock Beach, Foster Road Beach access not too far away, Tronson Road Boat Launch, and then a bit further into town, you're 11 minutes from the Rise Golf Course. You're also 10 minutes from Davison Orchard and Planet B, and then also 10 minutes to Marshall Field. School-wise, if you do have kids with you, to Okanagan Landing Elementary School, you're looking at 11 minutes to the Adventure Bay turn. So if you're living in Canadian Lakeview Estates, it's a little bit farther, 3-4 minutes farther. The other elementary school could be the French Immersion, Barstow Elementary, which is farther, it's into town. And then the secondary school would be Clarence Fulton Secondary School, and that is 11 minutes, again from the Adventure Bay turn. Don't worry though, the school bus goes out that way, which means the area also gets pretty good and pretty quick attention when the snow dumps in the winter. Groceries, you're 13 minutes from the Buy Low Mall and Tim Hortons and the pub, so you're probably okay for the basics. Most of the homes in Adventure Bay are just that, freehold, single-family homes, although there are 2 multifamily developments as well that both have lake access. Let's look at those first. The most reasonably priced apartment building is the Adventure Bay Condos. These are perched right on what we locals call the Point, I've referred to that before, and nestled right near the Adventure Bay Lighthouse. You get super lake views from all the units in this complex, and although the units are small, everyone has access to the 1,200 feet of shared lakefront with a common beach, renovated wharf, and then really nice grounds, as you can see. There was a ton of work done on this complex in 2014 where the entire building envelope was renovated. Now the other multifamily development is Peregrine Point Estates. This is an adult-oriented, well, it's 19 years plus, gated community that has 34 upscale townhouses, which were of course all built for the views down the lake. The development was built over quite a few years from 1993 to 1999 in many phases, and the floor plans of each phase are really quite different, one phase to the next. These units have a garage, RV parking, and access to the common Canadian Lakeview Estates beach area. Moving on, let's examine the main single-family areas that include freehold homes plus some that are part of Bareland Strata areas. Bareland Strata means that you own your own lot. However, you do also have an interest in some of the shared amenities for that neighborhood, such as shared gates, shared roads. So things like sharing of snow removal costs, landscaping on the main areas, things like that. The main areas of Adventure Bay are, well, Canadian Lakeview Estates, and then Canadian Lakeview Estates then also includes the Bareland Strata area of Scenic Ridge Estates, Phoenix Estates, Kestrel Estates, and then Garmisch Estates is non-strata. And then separated from Canadian Lakeview Estates is the newest area called the Terraces. So I'll go over all of these now. The original development was Canadian Lakeview Estates subdivision, and that subdivision really focused, and successfully too, I might add, on maintaining the natural surroundings with the trees and lake views in mind. So many of the homes have really beautiful views of the lake, and those that don't take advantage of their treed location and built with the natural beauty of the area. The majority of the homes here are on nicely treed lots, many with lake views, some on quiet cul-de-sacs. The lots are larger, as I mentioned before, than in many other subdivisions. You won't find any postage stamp size lots here. There's many quiet streets to walk your dog along in the area. And then again, you have that access to the CLE beach we talked about earlier for the community, plus the pickleball and the hiking trails, etc. It's in this area you'll find the Peregrine Point Estates strata development, plus these exclusive gated Bareland strata developments, the first of which is Scenic Ridge Estates at 9060 Tronson Road. There's some really beautiful homes down here. You do pay a nominal Bareland strata fee for some shared amenities in this area of the development. Next is Phoenix Estates at 9196 Tronson Road. More beautiful view homes here on large lots, tons of killer views here actually. You pay a strata fee here that includes maintenance of the common landscaping. It includes the entrance, secured access gate, of course, road maintenance, and also your annual dues for the beach club and a contingency fund as well. Then there's Garmisch Estates that are a little further down the road toward the very end of the line of that road. It's a very treed area, no gated entrance, however, a nice private area. Now these lots are fee simple. They're not Bareland strata, so there's no monthly fee to pay here, although there is the voluntary fee of $100 a year at this point to use the beach club. This area is really unique as there's no building restrictions, no time frame to build, and even no building scheme, so it's build whatever, whenever. You're also right at the end of the line. You're right at the end of the road, so next door is open space to the north, so it's pretty quiet. Then last, within Canadian Lakeview Estates, you have the exclusive area of Kestrel Estates, of which a portion is behind one gate, while some of the lakeshore homes, although not all of the lakeshore homes, are actually behind two gates. It's kind of a bit complicated, so I won't really go into it here. However, suffice it to say, it's the last and probably largest group of multiple stratas in the area, all collectively referred to as Kestrel Estates. In this area, you have some very nice homes, as well as a bunch of lakeshore homes, as I mentioned as well, all with easy access to that community beach area, although I suppose the lakeshore places don't make use of that community beach, although they may make use of the boat launch, etc. Now, leaving Canadian Lakeview Estates, and kind of last but not least, the newest development at Adventure Bay is the Terraces. This is right above the point, and these homes have super killer views and are located the closest to the city, although with the least of the trees. So there's a trade-off there. You get a brand new home with spectacular views down the lake, or you get an older home with trees. You also have your own little beach area here as well in the Terraces. It's called Tavistock Beach. It's kind of a steeper lake access down there, and you have to go across Tronson Road to get there. And once you get down there, it consists of kind of the beach and a wharf, and that's kind of it. At the Terraces, all the homes are theater-style streets, and so they're narrower with homes built only on the one side and always oriented towards the lake views. So every home in that development has a view of the lake, which is pretty cool, and some of the views are crazy good, as you can see. In this subdivision, there are building restrictions, and that makes total sense, I think. And then at night, if you're across the lake and down the lake, the Terraces look like a cruise ship. So that's very exciting. That's our beautiful area of Adventure Bay. If you'd like to download our free relocation package, the link is below.